Today we're going to be discussing factoring, and using a factoring company to factor your accounts receivables is a great way to start your business, in my opinion. It's not necessarily the cheapest way to start your business, but it is a very good way that's going to allow for you to move as many loads as you get from your shippers without being concerned about how you're going to pay for those loads. Because what we have to understand as brokers, what our responsibility is, once that load drops, then the broker has to get that carrier paid. And when you don't have a line of credit or you don't have a loan established with the bank, then you're going to have to pay that carrier from your pocket and then wait for the shipper to pay you. Now, if you have a large sum of money lying around or you don't plan on moving a whole lot of loads, then that may work. You may be able to pay it from your own funds. But if you have $50,000, $80,000, $100,000 in invoices in a month, then all of that money has to come from you if you don't have a factoring company or a line of credit or a loan from a bank. Now, here's the deal. Most of us, when we first start our businesses, will not qualify for a loan from a bank or be able to get a line of credit because you don't have any business credit established yet. So a bank is not just going to go out and throw you $80,000 or $100,000 and say, hey, you can use this to pay your carriers. That's not going to be the case. You're going to have to build your credit before you're able to get financing from a traditional bank to be able to get a line of credit. Now, that's where a factoring company comes in. You'll go and establish a relationship with a factoring company, get set up with that factoring company, and then they will buy your receivables from you at a discount, meaning they will pay your carriers and then also pay your commission and wait to get paid from the shipper. That is a situation where you don't need a line of credit. You don't need a bank to give you a loan. That is a third party stepping in and paying your receivables on your behalf. Well, basically they own your receivable. They'll buy those receivables from you, and then they will wait for the shipper to pay them their money. Now, this way, you won't have to go out and get that loan. So it's something to think about, something to take a look at. It may be something that you're interested in doing because it's going to take that responsibility off of your shoulders and it'll put it on the factoring company. Now, this is going to allow you to move unlimited loads. You don't have to worry or concern yourself with paying for those loads because the factoring company is going to take care of that. Now, again, this is not something that you're going to do for the life of your business. You're going to want at some point to be able to take over your own receivables and pay your receivables on your own. How you do that is, of course, build your business, start to save your money, start to build up capital so that you'll be able to finance your own receivables. And that's, of course, where you want to get to. That happened overnight, but you want to look at a time frame. You may want to say, hey, after 2 years, after 3 years, I want to go ahead and establish enough capital where I can self-finance and be able to take care of my carriers without having to go through a factoring company. Because what we have to understand is a factoring company can be expensive. Let's just say you had a $3,000 invoice. It's going to cost you 5% for that factoring company to pay for that load. So 5% on a $3,000 invoice is $150. So that's $150 of your profit that you're going to be giving up. Or you're going to write that into the cost of that load. Now, when you write an additional $150 into that cost, you may not get that load. So factoring is great, but it does have, some things that you're going to have to negotiate. When it comes down to the percentage that you're going to have to pay that factoring company, you're going to want to do one of two things. Write that into your cost, or you're going to take the hit on your profit and just say, okay, it's okay for me to lose $150 on my profit because, that's the price that I'm paying to finance my loads. If you're making $500 a load, that's still $150 off of your profit. So you're only making $350 now. So that's a big, big number that you got to deal with there. But that's why I say it's only for a short period of time that you want to use a factoring company, 2 or 3 years perhaps, and then you want to get to the point where you can self-finance. So that's what we wanted to share with you today. I hope this has been helpful. If you're interested in the freight broker opportunity, you want to know more about it, you can go to our website, www.training.alliancelogistics.net. Once you get to that website, you'll be able to register for a webinar that gives you in-depth look into the freight broker opportunity and the Alliance Logistics Training Program. That way you can look inside it to see if it's a good fit for you. So, with that said, see you at the top because the bottom is much too crowded.